Hello, this is question 27 on ECAA 2017. So for this question, we have a bag which contains only n red balls and 2 n green balls, and one ball is picked out of the bag and its colour is recorded. Then the ball is put back into the bag and an additional ball of the same colour is added to the bag, and then they pick out a second ball. And I want to know what is the probability that the two balls picked are not the same colour. Okay, so we're going to start off with n red balls and 2 n green balls. So that makes 3 n balls in total. And then we can either pick a red ball or a green ball out of this bag. Now we have n red balls out of 3 n balls in total, so the probability of picking a red ball is going to be n over 3n, which is the same as a third. And similarly, because we have 2 n green balls out of 3 n in total, the probability of picking a green ball is going to be 2/3. And if we pick a red ball, then that means we're going to add another red ball into the bag. So that means we're going to end up with n plus 1 red balls in the bag now, and still 2 n green balls. But if we pick a green ball, then we're going to, as well as putting this ball back, we're going to add another green ball. So then we're going to have 2 n plus 1 green balls in the bag if we had picked out a green ball first. So now we're going to pick out a second ball. And as before, we can either pick a red ball or a green ball in either of these two situations. So we have 3 n plus 1 balls in the bag altogether, and we're going to pick another one out. And so the probability of picking a red one out here, we have n red balls out of 3 n plus 1, so that's a probability of n plus 1 over 3 n plus 1 of picking a red, given that we picked a red the first time as well. And we have 2 n green balls out of 3 n plus 1, so that's a probability of 2 n over 3 n plus 1 of picking green. And over here we have n out of 3 n plus 1, probability of picking a red, and 2 n plus 1 over 3 n plus 1 probability of picking green. Okay, and we want to know the probability that the two balls we pick are not the same colour. So that means we want either to first pick red and then pick green, or we want to first pick green and then pick red. Okay, so if we want to know the probability of picking red then picking green, then we want to multiply these probabilities together. So the probability of picking red then picking green is going to be probability of picking red, which is a third, multiplied by the probability of then picking green, which is 2 n over 3 n plus 1. So the total probability is 2 n divided by 3 times 3 n plus 1. And similarly, if we want the probability of first picking green and then picking red, is going to be the probability of picking green, which is 2/3, and then picking red is 3 n plus 1 multiplied together. So the probability of green then red is going to be the same, so 2 n over 3 times 3 n plus 1. So then if we want the total probability of picking two that aren't the same colour, we're just going to have to add these two together. So that's 2 n over 3 times 3 n plus 1 plus 2 n over 3 times 3 n plus 1. So in total 4 n over 3 times 3 n plus 1. And that gives us answer F.